Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Asparagusisreading, and this is my channel, Asparagusisreading. This is probably the worst lighting, the worst timing, and the worst setup, but it's probably going to be temporary until we get to the end. So I have decided to try this video that I have saved. Have I told you about this? Okay, so I'm like crazy organization. So I have a planner, I have a bullet journal, I have a calendar, I have a digital calendar, I have a Google Calendar and an iPhone calendar. I have Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Docs. Like, I be going ham. And so in one of my Google Sheets, I have a page for a bunch of video ideas and a page for bullet journal ideas and a page for something that could technically be both. And I was scrolling through trying to find the videos. Like, what can I do really quick? It might be a little too early to be doing this, but I saw a NAME Chooses Your TBR. So basically what you do is take your name, whether you want to do your full name, just your first name, maybe your middle name, whatever, pick a name, and let that determine your TBR. What I'm going to do is take my name, A-S-P-A-S-I-A, Aspasia, and somehow pick some books based off of that. I don't know if it's going to work because I know there's certain letters that I don't have a lot of, or if I do, I've already read it. But I want to make it primarily physical books for December because a lot of the ebooks and audiobooks I'm going to be reading are maybe coming from my library, just because I have a lot of holds coming in because I went ham. I was excited. The new in or just added section got updated and I was like all the way down. So we're gonna make this all physical books. If it's part of a series, I might force myself to read the books before just to get it done. So we're gonna see what happens. I did get rid of quite a few books. There's also books in the basement and in my sister's room and in my parents' room. So I might end up having to like move around the house and check those places. Oh wait, that might be a different video. I could do a different TBR where it's reading books from my sister's bookshelf. Or having my sister pick my books to read. Anyway, that's for a different video. So let me go ahead and start looking for the books. So I'm done, and here's my stack of books. We have a problem. So as I have mentioned earlier that my name is Aspasia, so A-S-P-A-S-I-A. I do not have any books that I saw that started with P. So yeah, then also didn't have any books that starts with I that I didn't already read. Only thing I did find was The Infinite Sea, but we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm gonna start with the books that's with A, that's the first letter of my name. And one of the options that I have is A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. This Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney is about Alice, who has to go back and forth between the Wonderland and the real life world. In the Wonderland, there was a day where she was doing, I don't know what she was doing, and this creature, I believe, do they have a name? Yes, they're called nightmares. She almost died from interacting with this a nightmare, and so it's now sometime later she now has magic and the skills and the abilities to take down these nightmares. And so whenever she's in Wonderland, that is exactly what she's doing. But she does have her real life to get to, and she has to deal with, you know, her mom and school and curfew, a couple other things. I do believe it is starting to, well, the nightmares thing is starting to negatively affect her real life because it's starting to become a full-time job, just because, like, you have to slay these monsters. And I have heard a lot of good things about this. If I remember correctly, this came out, there's some talk about it, and it got dead silent. And then I want to say within the last 6 months to a year, this has skyrocketed in popularity. And I can't remember if book 2 is out or is about to come out, but I did see quite a few vlogs of people that I follow and subscribe to that really love this, so I'm thinking I'm gonna like this too. Hoping. For S, I have quite a few options that I found, so I guess I could pick and choose. And so, so the first one I found was Superman Dawnbreaker, which is book 4? Yeah, book 4 in the DC Icon series. Alright, so the DC Icon series, if I remember correctly, follows, you know, some of our most popular, famous icons, I believe in like high school teenagers. If you can see his silhouette, he does have like a book bag and he's dressed younger. And so this follows Clark Kent, who, you know, has his powers. I don't think he has all of them yet, or at least not developed fully like you see in the movies and whatnot. And, you know, he's had them for a while, but he has learned not to use them and to hold back because, you know, once you reveal yourself, this whole chain of events happens, as you've seen in the movies and comics. But lately, it has become very difficult for him to keep hiding those powers and not to use them. And one day he hears a little girl crying. I believe she's little, not a teen. Okay, maybe she's not little. She has a name. Gloria Alvarez. And by going to her and helping her, he discovers quite a bit of secrets and realizes that Smallville is not as, you know, quiet, peaceful little town as you think it is. And so now I believe him, Gloria, and Laura Lang team up to kind of figure out what's going on in Smallville, kind of, you know, save the world as you know. And I believe that they are trying to figure out what evils that goes on in Smallville, and also whether or not it is worth revealing himself to the world, and I guess the extent of the issue that they're gonna have to face, because he doesn't really know if it's like, oh, just a random villain or like this big whole operation. Like I said, I am nervous about reading this. Just from reading the description, I have no memory of this. I don't think I read this one, but I don't know. I'm scared just because I've seen many Superman origin story retellings, and I feel like they all kind of blend together at some point, so hopefully this one stands out. I don't know if I read this one, at least not that I can remember, but from what I do remember from these 4 books, I really like the girl stories and not the guy stories, so I'm scared to read this one. Also, I don't really care for Superman as much. Like, Wonder Woman can get it. Batman, my man. Superman, the door. Then for P, like I said, I did not have a P book, so I think I'm gonna do is replace it with S, because I do have S's, and, oh gosh. Which one of these do I want to read? I don't know which one I want to read. This one I think is going to make me sad, so I don't know if I want to read this. Oh, wait, there's email and text messages in it. Oh god, I don't know which one I want to read. Alright, so I have 3 options. 6 of Crows, 6 Goodbyes We Never Said, and Sorry to Disrupt the Peace. So one of these will be for my S replacing the. Alright, so 6 of Crows is about, I want to say his name is Kaz Breaker, or Brecker, apologize if I mispronounced that, who is I believe they call him a criminal prodigy. Ooh, is that a girl? That's a guy, okay. It's a criminal prodigy who has recently just been given the chance to do some really big, crazy heists, but unfortunately he cannot pull it off alone, so I'm assuming there's going to be like a nice little group of people that comes with him just from back description, and I'm gonna tell you about them. We have a convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heart trender using her magic to survive the slums, and a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Sounds like this is gonna be good. It's about 500 pages of 6 different six or seven different characters going on a crazy heist, so I'm excited. And then we have 6 Goodbyes We Never Said, which follows 2 different characters. We have Naima, apologize if I pronounced the name wrong, who has recently just lost her father, who is a Marine, which I feel like is going to hurt me because my dad is a Marine, my best friend's dad is a Marine, a lot of my family members are in the military, not just Marines. I feel like I'm going to be crying. And so she just lost her dad, and she's really just struggling to really cope with the grief of losing her parent. And she's also dealing with, I believe, OCD and GAD. and I believe she's unintentional. Is it intentional? I want to say it's unintentionally using both her OCD and GAD to kind of help cope with the grief, kind of like focusing on other things to get to the grief. But I'm assuming because that is being used in the story, it might end up being, she might be using it unhealthily. Don't quote me on this, I don't know. And the second character is named Do, who has also lost a parent, and for him to cope, he has started to pick up like a voice recorder and really just speaking a lot of his thoughts and feelings and opinions into it, because, you know, why not? And the two of them really just need a friend or someone that really understands. So when these two cross paths and start a conversation, they start to understand each other and what they're feeling, and also their friendship is really strong. And I do not think there's going to be any romance between them. It might be hinted at it, but I feel like it's going to be more about friendship and grief, really trying to get through these darker times in someone's life. And then for the last book I have is Sorry to Disrupt the Peace, which is about Helen Moran, who's I'm going to just go straight off the back here, 32-year-old, single, childless, college-educated, and partially employed as a guardian of a troubled young people in New York. And so she's, I guess, recently just moved to New York, and she's, you know, trying to get her new furniture and get the house decorating and just get settled in, and she finds out that her adoptive brother is dead. And so according to the back of the book, not a spoiler, there is suicide. It seems that the brother has committed suicide, so if you are triggered or don't really want to read about that for whatever reason, be prepared for this. And so she kind of looks up into the internet about why he might have committed suicide, or like what reasons there is, because I guess they don't have any at the time, and it gives her a bunch of random generic answers. And so her being partially qualified to basically start her own investigation, I'm assuming because of either being family or maybe her education, she decided to take a ticket back home, which is, I believe, in Milwaukee. And now she's basically just searching her childhood home and memories and different things that her and her brother have gone through in the past to really find out why he committed suicide. And I think it also, in the process of doing that, she learns more about the town, more about her family, and also kind of finding herself. Then I have A, and so I will do A Song of Wrath and Ruin. So A Song of Wrath and Ruin also follows two characters, and we follow, again, I'm probably going to butcher these names, Malik and Karina. I know these are names that could sometimes be pronounced differently. And so Malik is trying to really just escape the life that he lives and really find a new life with his sisters, but unfortunately his younger sister has been abducted, and to really get her back, he has to strike a fatal deal, kill the crown princess of Zoran for Nadia's freedom. And the second character, of course, is the crown princess, Karina, who recently has just lost her mother. I think the mother may die in this book, or maybe just it happens off page. And for her to resurrect her mother, because why not resurrect your parent, requires the beating heart of a king. And for her to do that, she has to offer her hand in marriage to a guy in a competition. So I'm assuming there's a competition, whoever wins is the king. I'm not really sure about how the competition works. I mean, I haven't read it. And so it seems to me that Malik and Karina are going to meet sometime around the whole competition, and they're going to either strike up a friendship or some kind of acquaintance, or maybe become enemies. And I have heard there's romance. I'm assuming it's going to go well, and I'm really excited because it is a new fantasy that has received a lot of hype. Black characters. And I really like the concept of two different characters coming on two very different journeys and coming together at a competition and then possibly clashing and a whole hot mess happening. So, I'm excited to read this one. Then we have another S. And as I was saying, here's my three options. And then I have I. I didn't have any books with I that I didn't already read, so I did find The Infinite Sea. Alright, so The Infinite Sea is the sequel to The Fifth Wave, so I'm going to try not to spoil this for y'all. So if you don't know what The Fifth Wave is, it was popular a couple years ago. It is a movie. A lot of people say the movie is better than the book, so I honestly agree from what I remember from reading this. Anyway, so The Fifth Wave is about 5 waves that happened to the world. The first wave is when only darkness remains. The second is only the lucky can escape. After the third, only the unlucky survive. After the fourth, only one rule applies, trust no one. And now it is the fifth wave. And so from that, you're probably guessing, what are the 5 waves, if you haven't already read or seen the movie. But in the movie, I think the book is the same. I don't remember if it's different. The movie, it's a hot mess, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Couldn't be me. I'd be like, deuces. I don't think I could do it. But I do believe, does this feature aliens? It's been a while. I don't remember if it features aliens. Does it feature aliens? I think it does. So if you're looking for some sci-fi aliens, read this one. But I also say beware, just because a lot of people say the movie is better than the book. Especially once you start to continue with book 2 and 3, the series goes downhill, and I can see why, because the sequel is half the book, and I'm like, whenever the sequel is half the first book, I already know it's not gonna go great. Stop throwing shade. Which is the sequel to Fifth Wave, which I'm scared to read because I reread Fifth Wave a year or 2 ago, and I was kind of like, this is not what I remember. Like, I was obsessed with the movie and the book, and then I reread it, and I was like, this is whack. And my brother read this, and he said it was whack, so I'm scared, but it's on my TBR now. And then, for A, Batman Arkham Knight, which is the novelization of the most eagerly awaited game of 2015. So if you don't know what the Batman Arkham Knight game is, it is a... Well, first of all, let me just go from in general. So Batman Arkham series, I believe it has 4 main games in it, and there's a couple mini ones in there. My dad has played most of them 2-3 times through. And so I believe it goes Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham something. I kind of know what the third one is, and then there's Arkham Knight, and then there's a bunch of like other ones in between that no one really talks about. And so this is the novelization of the 4th one, Arkham Knight, and this is basically Gotham City in chaos, of course, struggling because the villains are in charge again. And I believe this one is after Joker was in charge, so I think Joker's like locked up or whatever. And I think now it is Scarecrow coming in charge, or coming in. And he has come up with a new toxin that is really causing some panic, causing some issues, you know, a hot mess. And this is basically following Batman trying to create something new to not only protect himself, but the people from these, you know, toxins, and also try to stop the whole thing. So if I do remember correctly, the game starts off with you play, or in the point of view of a random citizen at a diner, and that's when you really first see the Scarecrow's toxin in action for the first time. And that scene gets me every time. I don't know what it is about it, but it freaks me out. I'm not a fan. No. I mean, I always thought Scarecrows are kind of like a villain. He wasn't like amazing, he wasn't really terrible, he's kind of in the middle. And then I see that scene and I'm like, you know what? I changed my mind. Because when you think about it, when you inhale his toxins, he can make you hallucinate, think, die, all kinds of things. Listen, I'm good. Stay out of here. Stay out of here. Stay out of this, okay? So I'm a little nervous that, you know, because when I tend to read things, I tend to visualize it more or worse than a movie or game will show. So I'm a little nervous that it's going to be in here and I'm going to be panicking in the first 50 pages. So, I'll let you know how that goes in the upcoming wrap-up or vlog. This is a game that my dad has played many times. Please play all of them at least 2-3 times through, and I've started all of them but never committed to finishing. I'm terrible at finishing games, I'm terrible at finishing books, I'm terrible at finishing movies, I'm terrible at finishing at shows. We know already. So maybe I could read this and those will hype me up to play the game. I just realized I did not really give descriptions of all these. But like, it's fine. It's fine. Is it though? Is it? How you got a whole booktube channel and can't even talk about the books you have on the channel? Like, what are you doing? It's fine. The Goodreads link will be down below. It's fine. So that was pretty easy. Let me give you a little preview. So this is my potential TBR for the month. This makes me kind of mad that my name chose these, because really, of all of the fun books I have, this, whack. Okay, so they're not whack. I'm actually interested in the books. I just want to read other books right now. So I feel like my enjoyment of the books won't be as high because I'm not interested in it at the moment. But thank you guys so much for watching. And so apparently my camera died here, or whatever happened, because there's no footage after this, and I went through this whole spiel. So we're gonna do it again. So for today's video emoji, I need to find a better name for it, but we will eventually. Drop a what is something on the cover of these books? I don't even know where to put the stack. Drop a bird. Wait a minute, this is not even in the video. Drop a bat for Batman, or drop a wave for the 5th wave, or for the Infinite Sea, because you know it works. Drop a green emoji for the Song of Wrath and Ruin, an orange emoji for Sorry to Disrupt the Peace, a red rare plane for 6 Goodbyes We Never Said, a bird for 6 of Crows, blue for Superman, or a blade or rose or something black for Blades of Black. And depending on whatever emoji you drop, I'll know which book you're more excited to hear about from me, and that you made it this far. Now, for our YouTuber of the day. So doing this thing where each video I try to feature a YouTuber or 2 or 3, other than the ones that I like watch and subscribe to and talk about every single day. And today we're going to be talking about books past bedtime. So username will be up here, photo over there, link down below. So I recently discovered, I think I watched one of the videos a month ago actually, but I can't remember if it was them or someone else, but I actually rediscovered them from a live show with Ginger Snap Reads, and I was like, I love all these people. I love the energy. I love the connection here. I basically just followed and subscribed to a bunch of them, and I have been obsessed with their vlogs. So most of their vlogs so far have not been just like random reading vlogs. They've been like, oh, reading NetGalley books for a week to get to 100%, or reading blank for this. Like her vlogs tend to be a bit more challenge fun type vlogs, which are really great. Gives me ideas what I could do, and also just really entertaining to watch. And so I highly suggest that you check her out and also watch her videos, because they're a lot of fun and really entertaining. Also, she's a flight attendant, which I thought was really cool, because imagine getting to travel over the world. I mean, okay, not in Coronas, but you know what I mean. So go ahead and subscribe, follow, check them out and whatnot. Let me know what you think. And if you have any YouTubers you think I should check out or should be featured in a video shout out, let me know down below or DM it to me. And I think that is, yeah. Link it down below or DM it to me, and we can keep an eye out. And so that's everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around in my multiple breaks. And I'll see you in the next one.